Alright, we're going to write the name of each of the following binary compound of nonmetallic elements. So I have some mix of covalent molecules along with ionic compounds. We're going to identify them based on where they're at in the periodic table with regard to that first element and that second element. So we're going to be going back and forth with our periodic table, and I have mine marked up with the charges on the fixed charges and the for the nonmetals and the metals. And we're going to be utilizing this when we actually come up with these names. So our very first one has boron and sulfide. Both of those are yellow. They are both nonmetals on our periodic table. So this is just diboron trisulfide. Just going to change the suffix of the last one to an IDE, leave the other one just as it is. So the next one, chlorine and oxygen, are also nonmetals. So this is dichlorine hepta oxide. Hepta meaning 7. Now the next one is kind of a tricky one. If you look on our periodic table, you see that silicon is a metalloid, which does give it the ability to be a nonmetal sometimes and a metal others. So we have two possible names. As a nonmetal, if silicon is a nonmetal, this will be silicon tetra bromide. And if the silicon is going to be viewed as a metal, then we're going to put the Roman, I've dropped an I in my name, silicon. We're going to put a Roman numeral to tell you the charge of that silicon, and it'd have to be a +4 since each of those bromines is -1. Both of those would actually be acceptable at this point until we've actually developed a little bit more skills and could identify if the silicon's going to be a nonmetal there or a metal. We'd have to kind of go with something like this for an answer. And actually both of them are acceptable. N and O, both of those are nonmetals. Nitrogen oxide might also be called nitrogen monoxide, but mono is not necessary most of the time. Next one is two nonmetals, so sulfur with an extra E, no, trioxide. Now we're back to a metal with our nitrogen, but barium is one of our fixed charges. It's in row 2, so this is just going to be barium nitride, or nitride. Aluminum is always also a fixed charged, so this is aluminum sulfide. On H we have phosphorus and sulfur. Both of those are non-metals, so this is diphosphorus OUS trisulfide. Next one is a metal. Calcium is in group 2, so it's a fixed charged. So this becomes calcium, no Roman numeral, phosphide. Copper is one of our variable charges. If I go to the periodic table, selenium is underneath sulfur, giving it a -2. So I need to get both of those coppers to add up to +2 to counterbalance that charge. So this is a pair of copper 1s. Selenide.